Good evening and welcome to a brief video that I decided to do this evening from a cold and very wintry evening here in Bournemouth. Made it through to Friday, and if that doesn't sound very significant, well, it is for me because it's been quite a few very reflective days for me personally, in light of what happened last Saturday. Those of you who know will know, the stories and the footage that was seen by many people of without going into too heavy a language, but almost atrocious behaviour of the authorities that took place on a coach going from Bournemouth to London, carrying people who were simply just trying to spread a message to people in a peaceful and loving manner, as always, representing a cross section of society. And however, were treated like animals, quite literally. That said, this is more of a video to kind of motivate, I suppose, a little bit, and also look forward to tomorrow, because of course the fight continues, and tomorrow we shall be having a demo slash rally slash march in Bournemouth, and we're going to be meeting up as usual at the town hall in Bournemouth tomorrow, and I'm very grateful actually that I've, during the course of the last few weeks, have gained some friends in my life through all of this that we've been doing, and I've been very appreciative of the initiatives that have been thought up and carried out with conviction, but also with a massive portion of honesty. And let's face it, with the knowledge that if we don't, then who will? Because let's have it right, the situation at the moment isn't to be, dismissed. We're entering very, very difficult times at the moment, without me making this video far too heavy and doomy gloomy. But every day you're hearing new stories, and I'm getting new stories because I know quite a few people who live in different countries. I have family who live in different countries, particularly Germany. And when I hear of what they're kind of having to endure and are subjected to, and I see what's going on in my country here, and of course friends that I have across the pond, amongst other places, then you're kind of seeing a pattern that only a blind man literally cannot see, and a deaf man cannot hear. And that is that there is an agenda going on that's being rolled out and will affect all of us at some point, sooner or later. And we can be ostriches about it and dig our heads, bury our heads in the sand, or we can face up to things, be realistic, and try and do something about it. That's not to say we're going to march down Downing Street here in London and just replace the Prime Minister and his fellow buffoons. But what we can do is we can try and spread a little bit of awareness. And if it means talking to the local shopkeeper or talking to the police person who happens to be walking alongside you when you're walking down the street in Bournemouth, then I think you've done a job. And I think that is always worth bearing in mind. It's not necessarily about converting anybody. It's not necessarily about changing the world. I doubt very much that's going to happen. But we can certainly give people some food for thought and plant a seed here or there. And that's what I intend to do. And I'll always be doing that, whether I'm doing it with a few hundred people, a few thousand people, or on my own. I do it every day to a smaller or larger degree. Always try and pick a moment, whether it's on a phone and I'm talking to somebody. If I get a little opportunity to just say something, then I will. And yeah, because things are getting serious, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. And if I didn't do anything at all, I think I'd go absolutely bonkers. So that alone really is keeping me a bit sane, if the truth be known. So really, what I'm going to say is that tomorrow, when we all gather in Bournemouth, I'm very much looking forward to doing that with the people who I've already got to know. And I just want to make sure that we're all mindful of what we're doing here. And I'm not speaking for other people, I'm speaking for myself really more than anything else. That there's something that we have to bear in mind, I certainly have to bear in mind, is that the vast majority of people are totally oblivious to what's going on. And when I say totally oblivious, I don't mean they're not noticing the inconveniences when certain shops are closed during a lockdown, but what I mean is the actual bigger picture. And knowing that is what's going to make me behave in a certain manner on the streets when we're engaging and when we're expressing ourselves peacefully, as always, and compassionately, as always. And that is the underlying thoughts that I have to take with me when I do it. Should anything of similar fashion occur tomorrow, then we will have to see how that will be handled, because repercussions will be felt from the Saturday just gone, that's for sure, for those responsible, because there are people who need to be held accountable to the tragedy that unfolded on Saturday. And tragedy is not too harsh a word to use. It was most definitely that. And we don't want to repeat that tomorrow. However, if it comes to certain things, then we must ensure that we're prepared for it mentally and spiritually. And that is really my appeal to everybody else who's going to get involved. And I'm really talking to myself more than anything else on that level. But I have to kind of get it out a little bit and share those views with you. My fellow citizens who are going to be in this with me together. Because like I say, if we don't, who will? That said, I'm very much looking forward to it tomorrow. Come rain, come shine. Whether there's 10 people there or whether there's 110 people there. Makes no difference. So, whoever's going to be on board tomorrow, I look forward to seeing you. I can't wait. I'm already excited now, actually. And it's not an excitement like going to a football match or, anything like that. It's the excitement of actually getting an opportunity again amongst like-minded people to spread a message that we know is the right message. We're armed with the truth. We're protected by the truth spiritually, absolutely. And that's the thing that keeps me going through all of this. This isn't a figment of my imagination, and it's not something that I'm trying to sort of just jump on board with for the sake of it, because I fancy a bit of a row or an argument on the street or anything of the sort. This is because I really want the message to get through to as many people as possible. And we're running out of time, and this is something that we have to bear in mind. This is something that really is necessary right now, not next week, not next month, now. So to everybody who's going to be coming along tomorrow, anybody else who's watching this video and thinks, oh God, here he goes again, on his soapbox, waffling away, doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, there are a lot of things where I do like to hear my own voice and I kind of waffle on a little bit. But there are one or two things where I'm deadly serious, and this is one of them. I would normally have better things to do with my life, for example, living my life, than to spend hours every single day thinking about this topic. Because don't forget, when I'm not on the street, and this goes for everybody else as well who does the same, we're constantly preoccupied with this theme, this topic, how to approach it, where we're going. And then you're getting bombarded with all the latest from left and right and up and down. So this is a full-time 24/7 situation here. And I think it will be for the foreseeable future. So, on that reflective, realistic, but also positive note, because I see an opportunity, I will see you all tomorrow, those of us who are taking part. I will endeavour to film as much as I can. I know a lot of people will be, gathering as much footage as possible. And in light of what happened, most definitely, and it's especially important. And then we will, I'm sure, report back with some news, because whatever happens tomorrow, there'll always be something going on. There'll always be stories to tell, and we'll have them well documented in order to share with you. Because I know there are many, many people who won't be there tomorrow who would like to be there, friends who are absent, living in different countries, perhaps don't have the same opportunity as I do, for example, in the sense that they can be with a group of people doing the same thing, and they feel perhaps quite alone in this whole topic. But trust me, you're not alone. There are a lot of people around that think the same, and now's the time, if you can get the opportunity, to try and get together with like-minded and do the same thing. We shall be doing it. We will continue to fight, and we'll see where it takes us. Doing nothing is not an option. So until then, speak to you all very soon, most probably tomorrow evening after the day's events, and a serene weekend to you all if you don't hear from me. Speak to you then. Bye bye.